time.
We only started at like 1 o'clock, guys.
Picks and bans. Noble
That's
will be
fine.
first pick up against Cope. Is still the problem.
Noble, I mean, they've got this momentum. They've got the high. They're ready to keep on going, but they have to be careful because you can kind of run into trouble if you play a little bit too aggressive early in a do-or-die situation like this. Thanatos banned away by Cope. Ratatosker the ban from Noble, trying to keep that out of not only Anxiety's hands, but Cope's as well. He played that
Cope
Ratatosker
mainly.
solo very, very well.
And well, it's back over to Noble again for what their second ban's really going to be here. They've got a couple of options for themselves overall. Will be Carefree, which means Sylvanas up, Nike up, Toth up right now, just to name 3. Then you've also got Zeus available for stealth in the mid lane, potentially on top of that.
Yeah, a lot of options. Cope, they've only got 1 ban left, however, so they got to make their choice on exactly who they do not want to see Noble taking into this do-or-die game, and it's going to be Nike. No Nike there for Noble. Zeus open. We have seen MLC Stealth with the option to select Thoth, I think, going in Zeus's hands, so we'll have to see what he wants to go for here.
I almost feel like I want to see Noble draft Sylvanas, wait for the next pick phase, and then pick up Zeus to go alongside it. Try and force Cope into an awkward position there to pick it themselves, but instead, they're going to default to giving Wowie as an army, which I completely understand.
Yeah, he played great last game.
He needs to help in the dual lane if he's going to be left alone 2v1 most of the time.
Exactly, and he absolutely made that first pick worth it last time. That game really starts to turn in Noble's favor after his big double crit onto Venenu in that left side jungle, but Serket drafted very, very early on. Very comfortable pick for Chapo. He looked great on it, as well as that Bluestone pendant, very, very helpful up against the stealth from Izanami.
Serket and Zeus, they will take it away from stealth just in case overall there as well. I like the call of the Serket as well. We just saw Chapo play it that last game in a fantastic performance. Take it away from him, make him go deeper in his god pull. Chapo has that god pull, as does stealth in the mid lane, as they've both shown consistently.
There it is, Thoth for MLC Stealth in the middle lane. He picked it at Worlds, didn't really work out for them, but he did a lot of damage, and that's what matters, right?
I know, man. I mean, Toph's not really been winning. He's been banned a lot, but he's not really won.
No, not quite yet, but it only takes 1 game for you to see the real power of the bird in the middle lane. Geb again for Wubbin, just going back and back to that comfort pick in the support role.
Sobek a bit of a surprising one there for Cope's new team. Not exactly sure where that's going to go, whether it is going to be in the support role or into the solo lane.
We saw Cope play it.
However, with Sobek at the moment and the fact that we've seen a lot of the supports go towards mid lane and gravitate towards the mid lane starts here, Sobek's in a better position here overall to hit that level 2, look for the early plucks to try and force some problems.
Very, very true, but Thoth is a pretty mobile character in the middle lane, so it's not like you're going up against the Zeus or something like that.
Here we go. This is big boy game now. This is like,
Mercury.
It's been a long day. It's all on the line. Cope realized they have to beat Noble here to keep the 3-way tie dream alive. Noble, however, gonna pick up some spice themselves with a Mercury and the Raven again for Uzi.
So if I'm going up against Noble right now, I'm thinking about my solo laner being like, yo, Chapo's gonna be there early, he's gonna be there often, he's gonna be there all game long, so be careful. Pick something that you can be safe with.
Hercules.
Hercules apparently is that pick.
Hercules. Is it ridiculous? He's great. He's got ridiculous amounts of sustain right now with the protections too. He's a fantastic option for Cope in the solo lane. The question is, how much can he weather the storm of the beatdown that may come to him?
Yeah, and again, just Chapo has spent so much time on that right-hand side all day today.
Tagging now, if I'm Cope, is still the problem. As a team here, I am getting anti-attack speed items all day.
Oh, yeah.
Delete Chapo from doing anything. Delete Wowie from doing anything. And even Uzi as well.
Witchblades, Midgardian Mails, horrific emblems, Hide of the Nemean Lion, all of that is an absolute must-buy, basically.
Cope meets Uzi. Uzi says hello in the best way he knows
just
how.
scared Cope's brains out. He was just hanging out. Oh, what was that? He just gets hit right in the ear by a force palm.
Does that mean you win the game?
No, it's only ranged auto attacks.
Oh, so it's only hunters?
Yes. Well, I mean, mages can do it too.
No one cares about mages.
It's like a mage auto attack guarantees you a lead, but not the win. Hunter auto attack, it's GG.
The bad news is overall that punch to the back of the head cost him mana, which is regened, and the health has also been regened. But here we go, Ballantyne and Wubbin, both in the mid lane to sit alongside their mages right now. Stealth got some good poke off early here to just slow down that push on, as in the duo lane as well. Things are interesting. As we look to the left-hand side, I want to say too, it's going to be interesting there as well. Ballantyne's in a bit of trouble here.
He is taking a lot of damage. Love the idea there by Cope to pick up that Earth Heartbreaker to group up all the minions for Anxiety. Certainly not the most damaging option early on, but it does help out his jungler quite a bit. And Wowie, for once, has pressure in the duo lane. He's actually the first to hit too as he secures those little guys on the purple
Talking
side.
about pressure as well, Noble doing a better job in the mid lane so far. Both still level 1, both close to hitting level 2. Actually, Viper turns it around with that Zeus to make it an even game right now.
Wobbin's gotta be
careful of Chain Lightning here.
Yeah, Wobbin's got to be very careful. Pluck could come in from Valentine, and there it is. Plucked right back in. The stun is going to be on point, hitting both
Great
there for
stun.
MLC Stealth. Wobbin very, very low. No detonate here from Viper, but he misses the Chain Lightning.
So he just survives for the time being. Wowie, meanwhile, does go towards the enemy jungle again, takes away the mini harpies, so the mini red buff camp side minions there. He doesn't get a full buff, but he does take a little bit more experience away and continue to grind up against Sops for now.
And this must be a great change of pace for him in this duo lane, finally getting some
Guys have
semblance
got
of
pressure.
a lead. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
But we'll see as he goes on, because he is against an Artemis as well, a hyper carry that we've not seen for a while. The likes of Panda Cat has brought it out now and again more than anybody else. But in a meta where the Hunters just left to 1v1, in the meta where Apollo is a thing, Artemis is pretty damn strong.
And also apparently in the middle lane, if you ask Shadow Nightmare. Though that game didn't end up too well for Nova Zorsa. Either way, I do expect we're going to see a little bit more Artemis because she is so good up against that Apollo. Nice madness there from
Great
Anxiety,
madness.
just getting them an entrance into that lane.
Great madness overall, because I know for a fact Chapo is going to be set up for the special delivery there as well. Just wait for the minions to get in range to increase the damage they could do onto them. In the end, different story. The purple buff is secured on the left-hand side for Cope is the problem. Going to give that one over more than likely to Sops. We see more often than not than supports to Lie. I knew he was going to go to Valentine for that. And then at the same time, we're also going to see Viper has secured the red buff right now. Wowie's purple buff is still available. No one's looked towards it just yet.
And that's where he's going to head right now after clearing out this wave. Uzi a little bit behind in this lane. You see that Cope, he's level 5. Uzi still level 4, but still has a couple multi-potions to his name. Going to be able to sustain up with those pretty nicely.
And you can hear Toth in the mid lane there, just continuing to farm up. He's a noisy little bit, that one, for the most part.
It's so loud. It's just so loud whenever he hits that.
He's just an I'm just sick of hearing. Although, if we do make skins in the future, I'm wondering if we're going to change that noise.
I mean, we got to give him something,
like a
right?
police siren. It's a 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, we already have like the police line of skins, right? You
That's
got
true.
like Anubis, Athena. You could really fit in well with the Thoth.
I think you look good in the policeman's uniform. I mean, English policeman's uniform too, with a big old, top hat as well. That looks fantastic.
That would be pretty funny.
There you go.
I want another
skins.
Canadian skin. I love that Canadian Chiron skin. That thing's amazing. Constable Moose Jaw. What a skin.
What a skin.
What a skin.
What a skin. Some of the best skins in the game. Not necessarily in this game right now, but there's a few about as per usual. The Baseball Hercules one's been around a long time. We're talking about skins because no one's really fighting just yet. You can see by the compositions, both of them are looking late game.
And this is just such a high-pressure sort of scenario for both teams. This is a must-win for Cope, or else it's over. Noble's going to be the one going to the SPL.
Chapo. Artemis in a bit of pressure here on this left-hand side. Classic Mercury gang coming down the lane. Sonic boom! The silence wasn't great from Wowie, though. Sops avoided that. And a great trap with the last of his mana goes. Peace out, Chapo.
Wow, Chapo loved the decision to hold special delivery that long. It was perfectly executed. Wowie a little bit too far forward with that dark portal, but still pretty good. But Sops, you gotta give credit where it's due. That trap was perfect, giving him that a little bit of space to make sure Chapo doesn't close the distance with special delivery.
It was his only chance as well, let's be honest. That trap was his only chance to live there. And it's such a clutch situation to do that in a game that you have to win to keep your dream alive of going to the Pro League.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Sops still very, very new to this scene, been around the Challenger Cup a little bit, but certainly not at this level, very, very close to the SPL. So to make that play in this sort of scenario, very, very impressive.
Keep an eye on the builds coming through from everybody overall. We're still only in the first 5 minutes because normally at this stage we've seen 3 or 4 kills some games. Right now though, it's all about farming, getting a couple of core items online to increase the damage, but this benefits both teams as time goes on.
It definitely does. Like you mentioned, both teams, excellent late game. Wubbin trying to get around the top there, but realizes that there's too many people for him to handle in that scenario. But both teams very, very good in the late game. You've got the Artemis fantastic late game carry. Zeus can also certainly pull his weight in the later stages of the game. And then on the other side, you've got Mercury, you've got Thoth, you've got Izanami. We saw what she could do when she gets to the late game last time around for Wowie. So a lot of options on both sides if this game does get a little bit later to really carry the game.
Sonic boom through mid lane, pressure onto the mid laner right now. Viper's in trouble. A lot of damage, and the final judgment is denied. The shield is late. The beads, I believe, was used, and that was late too. Valentine picked him up and threw him back, but Viper will survive for now.
Chapo 2 for 2 on Sonic Booms and getting purifications, but no kills to show for it quite yet. Final Judgment just a little bit off the mark there, but tosses Valentine back in. The Zeus ultimate over the top, trying to make it happen, and Valentine a little bit off the mark with the charge prey, saving. That would have spelled a death for Chapo for sure.
An interesting decision overall from Valentine. I love Viper's use of his ultimate to be defensive, but Valentine had his ult up. Valentine had meditation up, but he still was confident enough that he was going to get out without having to use either of those, and did exactly that.
He sure did, but if he finds that charge spray that tosses Chapo under tower, no purification beads for Chapo, so that probably would have spelled the first blood, but a little bit off the mark there for the support player for Cope is still the problem.
Ozzy and Cope are just staring at each other in that solo lane right now, knowing when to give a moment, worried about a gank, and there is a gank from Mexity right now, pulling Ozzy into an awkward spot. Immediate ult in response as that driving strike came through. Nice little play from both. Oh, well, both teams.
Yeah, really, really well-timed ultimate there from Ozzy, because if he's half a second late on pulling the trigger on that, Cope's stunning him up against the wall,
Boulder.
And then the boulder's coming next, exactly. So a little bit late on that CC chain, but very, very tight window for Ozzy to be able to fit that ultimate in, and he does so.
Elementals have respawned now. They're going to run out of time soon with the 10-minute mark approaching right now. Ahead, the Sonic Boom being clapped at for a second by Chapo. Mexity doesn't have his ultimate available for this fight now and needs a big old stun to the face, thanks to stealth there as well. But this could be a big old fight.
There's the madness. There's the double pull there from Cope. Final Judgment does very, very little. Mexity able to pick up Ozzy for the first blood.
And great work from Valentine to zone the rest of the team away. Both Hunters transition towards mid lane as well, trying to support their team as Cope is the problem. Get that first blood and fall back to just farming away again.
And that was a great play by Mexity and Cope together. That right-hand side for Cope is still the problem. Mexity hits 2 with the madness, and then immediately into the driving strike from Cope up against the wall. Great play by those two.
It's just once again crazy little fights. Hang on, man fight in the left-hand side. Ball popped as well as the Dark Portal. The ball goes back to farming as Sops takes the easier route back to safety there after the pressure between the two.
And that favors Izanami for sure in that lane, because Chapo still has that Sonic Boom. Purification still up for Artemis, yes, but going to be difficult for Sops to get away like he did last time. I believe Chapo will be waiting for that trap to come out and not pathing directly behind the Hunter.
Well, just like last game, the goal difference isn't much, and it all really comes down to that goal. Sorry, it's another goal for the first blood, but here goes Mexity looking for the pressure. Worry takes a lot of poke, but he grabs hold of Wubbin there. Wubbin cataclysm shields himself to absorb the damage, but pulled back into Viper, who picks up a second kill. Chapo, Sonic Boom, looking for Viper, gets beads away, and Chapo's going to exit round the back to the left-hand side. In support is Stealth on its way, but it's only Stealth at the moment, and Chapo needs an exit.
Chapo just trying to get out, actually stealing away some back camps. While he's at it, may as well farm it up, though he has to be careful. Viper, he knows he's there.
But Viper's alone.
He's trying to fight him.
Viper was alone there because round the corner by Mexity, but luckily he came back in time. Viper was forced to ult there. 3-0 to Cope is still the problem. We could keep going.
We absolutely could, and it's really been Mexity looking very, very strong so far early on in this game. 2 out of the 3 kills on the jungler for Cope is still the problem, and I think for my money, Hindu, this is the best we've seen him play all day.
Could be in trouble here. Wild ride for the bird in the mid lane. Back towards the middle and back towards his team again. Nice little juke boots from Stealth, and now it's Cope in trouble. Boom goes the dynamite of the judgment, but not enough to bring him down just yet.
Ozzy still trying to chase it down, needs one more ability. He is going to be able to pick it up. He puts Noble on the board early on here. 1-1 for the solo laner.
Moly, Stealth got a high heaven there with a nice little use of his glyph. The backpedal step that nobody saw coming.
Just so much distance covered by that evade and punish, and that's exactly what he did. He evaded some skills, and then he punished Cope for trying to hit him.
And now on the left-hand side here, Sub's trying to pressure a little bit on to the tower at the moment. The Portal Demon, I believe, was dropped in favor of Cope is still the problem. Tell a lie, I'm lying. The Elementals despawned at the same time as the Portal Demon spawned, so never mind. Nice try, Hindu.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, dude, it's late. No one's going to blame you. You could say anything.
Do you know what?
Right
I
now.
actually hate Season 4.
Wow.
Season 4 patch notes went 3 hours.
It's true.
Season 4 Relegations has gone millions of hours. Sonic booms go for miles onto Viper, and Ozzy's on his own. Has his ultimate available, forced to use it early. Collapsed on by Mexity,
Nice
but
root.
luckily enough, he 180'd and got that root off.
That was very, very nice, making sure Mexity was going to be able to catch up. Last Breath was on cooldown. That was used on Chapo, I believe, while they were on that blue buff. So the CC chain would have been difficult for Mexity to really execute, but because of the root, he never gets the chance.
But yeah, going back to it, Season 4 has been really rough on me so far.
Well,
The
maybe...
patch notes last over 3 hours. Adanis leaves, so I've got no one to pick on for being terrible at the casting or the game. And then on top of that, we've got this
Hindu,
as well.
the Wambulance is almost here. It's going to be okay.
Okay, I guess it will. For now, Wubbin's trading with 4 members of Kobe, still the problem there on that left-hand side. No Gold Fury attempts really just yet from either team, but these Earthbreakers from Cope have been on point for the time being, catching Chapo in an awkward spot. Chapo's going to be fine to walk away towards his speed for now, and the Siren that is stealth in the mid lane for the most part. Just give it a warning, wind up in case they do commit.
And it's still not going to be doing quite as much damage as it will in the late game. Final Judgment and really all of Thoth's abilities have really, really strong scaling, but the base numbers not quite as good as most mages.
Trying to wrap around the back and pick on Stealth here. Stealth's trying to buy time, and there's an easy dash to get away.
Oh, the 3-man
Chapo
stun!
was in trouble, but the stun was big. The purification better. Sops joins the fight, as does Wowie. Cope driving strikes into him, and Cope's out of position on his own. Luckily enough, Noble do not want to give chase.
Wow, what a stun there from Stealth. Not only does he use the glyph to get out of danger all the way from the middle of the lane to his tower line, but then he turns around. Oh, Sonic Boom! Hits 2!
And now Valentine's in a world of hurt, juggled to death the boulder. Cope was like, I can do this. This is all I got.
Take this!
Take this over the crocodile right now. 3-2. Noble fighting back into it now. Looking at the Gold Fury. Cope doesn't have his ultimate. Sops is here with an Artemis. The boar is available
the
too.
damage.
But Stealth just removed Sops' health bar. The boar is there, but Tusky's like, I ain't hanging around long. Final Judgment comes into play. That's going to get rid of Sir Care and Cope as well. And now the Gold Fury's Nobles.
One by one, the Cope is still the problem. Conveyor belt just feeding Noble these kills in the Gold Fury pit. Gold Fury gonna go down, 3 fall in total. 4-3 read the kills, but the gold lead, that's Noble's.
Only just though, like it's exactly the same golden experience lead for getting that Gold Fury than anything else now. They'll get a moment on the map to get a little bit more of these contested camps like the right-hand Harpies. Maybe a little cheeky look towards the Portal Demon.
Could be, but you see a lot of members on this right-hand side for Cope is still the problem. I think I'd prefer this option, and that's spreading out, continuing to farm. There's plenty of minion waves ready to go. The blue buff's up on right, the red buff's about to spawn on left. No reason to waste your time when you've got a lot of options available to take off the map.
I feel so sorry for Sops in that last little engagement with the Gold Fury. He's like, guys, I'm here. I've got my ball. I'm ready. I've got a pretty good crit online right now. And Stealth goes, no.
See you later.
Stealth's like, no.
So we've seen that Thoth, not really great in the early game, but we've hit the 13-minute mark, and he is doing a ton for Noble already, just setting up, but all by himself. Portal Demon is going to go the way of Cope, is still
Big
the problem.
play for Cope is the problem.
Yeah, getting that little bit of gold and a little bit of map pressure as well.
Just go back to the graphs for a second, because I want to show the difference here with how much the Gold Fury versus the Portal Demon is worth. You can see there's still a lead there. Sonic Boom, great stuff from Stealth. The Boom is being charged by Chapo for a second, but now they're under that tier 1. I don't think he really wants to take that for the time being. I love the aggressiveness of Stealth with these punish, assault and punish over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. It's just playing very, very aggressive. A Chapo around the backside looking for Mexity, but Mexity finds him. Cataclysm onto Ballantyne. Chapo very low.
Oh my God,
the
Wubbin is
Geb
a
shield.
beast.
There it is. The Wubbin just able to save his jungler's life with that Geb shield.
And not just
Mexity
that,
had the upper hand there.
Saved his ultimate as well. Chapo gets out holding that Sonic Boom, which is really key, and both his relics. Thanks to Wubbin, who got a Cataclysm and then spun round and shielded Chapo as well.
Yeah, really, really strong
Just ban
play
Geb against him,
from
man.
Wubbin.
I want to know if Wubbin's got another god now.
Yeah, I mean, he's played Geb basically all day. Has he
Mid
played
lane,
another god?
more pressure coming out from Stealth, who dash forward.
Sonic
into Mexity.
Boom!
The Sonic Boom hits Ballantyne alone. The Final Judgment hits Ballantyne alone. The Meditate hits Ballantyne alone. And Ballantyne is still alive. How long for, though, is the question.
Viper!
1 for 1.
He's able to find Chapo with a Denny, but wow, he's not done. He's diving this tower, trying to find it. Stealth dashes forward, picks him up with the second ability. Stealth on Thoth, just too strong.
And Stealth trusting in his jungler to follow up on his aggressive dash in there. Yes, he did have 2 relics available, but I guess when you got both relics up and you've got Wubbin, who's having an absolute barn burner today.
Mexity almost just died. If he gets connected with on that evade and punish, Stealth probably kills him from a distance with the Glyph of Pain. I mean, unbelievable. Just this Thoth doing so much work for Noble.
And now Oracles go the way of Noble as well. A little bit more global growth there. Worry's rotation, very important there as well. Getting there ahead of Sops as well to make sure he can make some impact to help him to pick up some kills.
And that's Wowie definitely making use of this lead that he really hasn't seen all day long in this duo lane. Finally gets a little bit of pressure, and we've seen him make the better rotations because of it. They're able to set up MLC Stealth for the kill onto Viper in that middle lane.
And now a lull in the action for a moment, but it won't be long, especially with Stealth and Chapo, the way they're playing this so far. The response, however, from Cope is still, the problem is fantastic. Viper's doing very well for himself at the moment. Same can be said for Mexiety in the jungle on this circuit. They're both having very good good games, and the team is going to have to look towards them to help them out now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mexiety really, really strong from him, but he's not been able to have that impact as of late. Wowie, the damage there needs one or two more autos. One more. Trying to find it.
Be free! He's juking through the jungle. The steroid is popped.
Speed.
Meanwhile, there's a fight where Chapo's dead. Run, Sops, run!
He's out. He's out.
out.
He's gone.
Peace.
It's not even close.
Good job. Easy game, easy life. Calculated.
What? You thought I was going to die there?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
come on.
right.
Come on. Zapman would have died there. I don't die there.
You're going to get a tweet about that.
Yeah, maybe. Final judgment. He was thinking about it for a second there, Stealth. This is turning into one of these crazy games now of 1v1 fights, amazing outplays. Just like last game, to be fair, the tiebreakers have been
Excellent.
better
Yeah, they really
than
have.
the actual relegations.
Yeah, I mean, Noble versus Cope is still the problem. I don't even remember who won the first matchup at this stage of the game, but I know that Neil M Noble game was a blowout in Neil M's favor. And now Noble comes back, takes the game off of them in a really, really exciting, long game to give themselves a hope at the SPL still.
And the thing is, Kobe's still the problem. Has Neil M watching this going, please, guys, please just win this game right now. Come on, Viper. Mexiety, keep playing the way you're playing. Sops, keep running away with 1 HP. You need to keep doing this because we need our dream to stay alive as well.
Yeah, and that's so tough to be in a position where you're waiting for another team to help you out. I mean, ask Luminosity at Super Regionals. They're sitting there waiting for Orbit up against Flashpoint to determine who's going to go to Worlds, and it's just one of the most stressful sort of situations, knowing that your fate is out of your hands, at least for the time being.
And I've got to give some credit as well to some of the other teams that have been involved that didn't make it through relegations. Predominantly Last Minute Monsters and Astral Authority both got eliminated early, but still played to the best of their ability to cause problems.
They absolutely did. And Astral Authority was able to take a very, very convincing game off of Enemy, which was pretty impressive from them, but that was the only win they found all day long, unfortunately.
Left-hand side, Sops and Rory positioning once again for fights around this duo lane. It's great to see some Hunters dueling here overall, especially because you get left alone so much. You can see a little bit more of this boxing match without the worry of being interrupted.
Yeah, exactly, but though we have also seen a lot of ganks on that left-hand side early on in Season 4. Namely in Europe, I think there was a little bit more pressure put on that duo lane, but even in NA, we saw Chapo with an early Sonic Boom over there to try and disrupt Sops.
Sops, there's too many people here. You've got to be very careful about that one. Luckily enough, the stun didn't connect from Stealth there. The red buff has been taken. Chapo picks that one up. He's got a little bit of crit to his name now, and that'll keep building as time goes on.
But Uzi's teleported in. It looks like the Gold Fury is the call here for Noble, at least trying to get the Oracles as well they can. Sonic Boom being channeled, looking for Ballantyne. He's going to find him.
And he looks towards Sop for a second, but goes back towards Cope. Meanwhile, Mexiety round the back, going to slow down Worry, doing any damage with the beads. Ballantyne's ultimate was good to slow down the Cactus and moving whiffed completely. Ozzy back to the left-hand side, looking for Ballantyne one more time, but taking a lot of free poke from Sops. Sops has to turn his attention towards Ozzy now. Meanwhile, Mexiety got eaten by Stealth, and Chapo cleans him up. The boulder's good from Cope, but it's not enough to slow down Noble.
Chapo around the back, he's looking at Viper Aegis, but the double stun from Stealth on the front line finds Sops and spells his doom. Chapo makes him look right to the grave. 2 dead for Cope is still the problem.
And Noble fall back immediately towards this Gold Fury. It's still available right now. Only Stealth on the front side looking for a stun, and the follow-up damage is there as well. One of the best things about Toth as well, you can charge your 1, throw your stun out, and then your 1 is already primed just to put the
and you're guaranteed at least 2 of those shots off of your first ability as well. And here's another thing that we haven't seen a whole lot of thoughts. We haven't seen this part of his game quite yet, but as far as mages go during sieges, I think Nuwa is the only one I'd rather have than Thoth because of how that Glyph of Pain works with your Hunter's auto attacks, opening them up to do more damage in anyone who's ranged to these towers. He just melts objectives.
We're all 6,000 gold lead now, and what you did see there come out from Noble is, yes, they got the Gold Fury, yes, they got a tier 1 tower in mid, and yes, at the same time, they took the Portal Demon. That was the sound you heard, and now they're all back here, and Ballantyne's like, oh, guys?
Uh-oh, Stealth, he's looking for the stun. He's gonna find Anxiety through the wall. Tons of damage. Sonic Boom, it's primed. He hits 2. Goes underneath the tower. Final Judgment, gonna do a lot of damage to Ballantyne.
Here comes Viper around the
corner,
back. Though. The ult not really on the mark as Uzi goes deep for Mexican. He's gonna pick it up. Ballantyne's getting crit. Drawing his ultimate there. Gets some good damage on Stealth, but not enough. Uzi, meanwhile, tanked up the tower. Pulled back in again. Overhead kick, and the shield again saves him.
And Stealth stuns out Cope right before the driving strike. So much synergy and that little engagement there for Noble. Anxiety falls. Tier 1 tower is going to fall as well. And this is the power of the Portal Demon. All of Noble can back and be right there, ready to go in an instant.
Is it going to still be up, though? Because it went down. They've come through it. They had a team fight.
No, it's down.
No. Doesn't last long enough for that one. Imagine if it did, though. It was like 3 minutes long.
That'd be That would be pretty crazy. I mean, you'd just be able to get that and use it as a free teleport, 5, 6 times during a team fight. No problemo.
Well, they could go for teleport rituals if they wanted to.
Yeah, rallying ritual certainly fits that build, though it's certainly a lot more expensive. 750 gold to get that, really more of a late game or desperation sort of option.
And we talked about late game and we're getting towards that stage now. Some of these hyper carries really coming online here as well. In the grand scheme of things, that was a very interesting fight. Viper would have positioned his ult ever so slightly differently. Goodbye. I thought he was going to miss them for a second. I just hesitated. Don't you miss it after me saying goodbye.
I was just waiting for it there. The stun on the Cope. He's here. MLC Stealth along with Wubbin. Just look at Wubbin's positioning, waiting to make sure
Tusky, what you doing? He
oh, and Anxiety. He's cut out on the left-hand side. Forced to jump away. Wubbin still looking for that Cataclysm. He's got it. MLC Stealth can't find the stun. Over the wall. Wubbin looking to find it. Uzi plucked away.
Meanwhile, right-hand side, Chapo took a tier 2 tower and he's marching on towards the Phoenix. The tier 2 tower in mid's gonna fall, as does Cope to Worry as well. Still swinging away as Uzi tanking up this for his team. Ballantyne did great work with that ultimate, but he falls as well. Another tier 2 tower, and Noble march on towards the Pro League, maybe, but towards the Phoenix, definitely.
That's gonna fall so quickly. There it is, the Glyph of Pain, just making it so much damage. Anxiety gets stunned out. Anxiety's dead. That's 3 dead. Only Viper and Sops left to defend.
The ultimate drop by Viper. They all just walk away. The Phoenix is still alive for now, though. It's taking them a while to bring down.
The double stun!
Boom comes through. The punches, the kicks, the fly away.
Deicide!
Noble will make it back into the SPL. They beat Neil M. They beat Cope is still the problem. It took them all day, but they did enough.
The 3 teams moving on to the spring split.